We need to start over with ChatGPT. If you're in education, this can feel overwhelming. I had to step back and realize that when I learned about ChatGPT, I jumped in, started asking it questions. I saw it differently than many people may see ChatGPT. I'm going to start from the beginning and show you a prompt that you can start with, just so you can take a step back, breathe, and see ChatGPT through your eyes. Let's start from that perspective. When ChatGPT first came out, some of you were thinking, iRobot. You were thinking, what is happening with the world? Artificial intelligence is taking over. Or maybe you went right to, I'm going to lose my job. Well, if you're in education and you're a teacher, an assistant principal, director, assistant superintendent, don't worry. Artificial intelligence doesn't have any emotion. And we in education, even our most important people, our support staff, our families, and our students, we need each other to connect. And we know that because COVID took over the world and it stopped us from connecting. And we realized that all of the year before when we were thinking, school was going crazy. I want you to look at ChatGPT from either a half full lens or from a positivist perspective. I am a full optimist. I am seeing ChatGPT as a way of making things a little bit more efficient. It is not emotional. It doesn't have the ability to decide right or wrong. It just gives you information. Think about ChatGPT as like a baby. Think of it as this 5-year-old that has all this information that can go and find things and then just give it back to you. That's how I look at ChatGPT. My oldest son, when he was in kindergarten, he's in his very, very, very early 30s. He had a friend in kindergarten, and she could name the species of arachnids. Why? Well, at the time, her parents were my former professors in biological sciences at the local university. Well, she had all this knowledge because she gained it from her parents, but she could give it back to me as if she just had information that she could go and grab from her brain. Now, I imagine the conversation with her at her age now would be a lot different. She now can collectively find some information. She can process that information. She can take that information and put it into a new situation. It's a lot different. Well, ChatGPT is like talking to a newborn, or something that's learning over time. Think about this. When a baby is born, they don't just fend for themselves. They have to learn. They have to, you feed it information. You feed your son or daughter information. Well, we're feeding ChatGPT information. It was built off of pre-trained transformers. Well, it's pre-trained by engineers or coding engineers. And now it takes that information and it transforms it into something else. So I want to take this from the beginning, start over. I know I have an introduction to ChatGPT for educators, but let's start over. Let's start over as if I just need some time to process it. Because I remember I had one teacher that I worked with, and I was always like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And she said, Nina, not all teachers are like us. They need to process. They need to think. It was the best advice ever. Because I sometimes forget that just because I'm go, 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 and I'm that, and if you've ever done Strength Finders, I'm the one who wants to learn, and I'm an achiever, I'm a maximizer, I'm a positivist, and yes, I am an activator. Like, let's get her done. I like to acquire information and go. So let's jump into ChatGPT and start from the beginning. I think about, like, in Genesis, in the beginning, there was light. Well, let's start with in the beginning. In the beginning, there was light. Well, let's start with in the beginning. First, start out with a prompt and ask ChatGPT to do something based on your information. Tell ChatGPT a little bit about yourself. And then we're going to ask it to do something. Now, I've written one based on my information. Now, what we're going to do is take that information and ask it to tell me a little bit about itself and how I can use it in education. So let's get started. This screen, you see that I have Plus. That basically means that I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus. You don't need to do that. You can create your own account with chat.openai.com and you can use it for free. I would recommend signing up with your personal Google account. Here's what I did. I wrote a little bit about myself, not too much, but just enough. I'm an educator with over 20 years experience. I taught middle school life science, physical science, and chemical science. I am a former assistant principal of a comprehensive high school, a former assistant principal of a 712 STEM school, and a former principal of a STEM school that I opened. I am now a director of research, learning, and data in a school district. I have worked in Illinois, Ohio, and now Southern California. Explain ChatGPT using the information above, and I will throw this into the description. So let's see what happens. It's being kind. Hello, it's great to hear about your experience as an educator and your current role as a director of research, learning, and data in a school district. As for explaining ChatGPT, I am a large language model created by OpenAI based on the GPT 3.5 architecture. I have been trained using a vast amount of text data from the internet, books, and other resources to understand and generate human-like language. In practical terms, you think of me as an AI-powered tool that can help answer questions, generate ideas, and provide insights based on the data and information available. Whether you need help with lesson plans, analyzing student data, or exploring new research topics, I can assist you by providing relevant information, making connections between different ideas, and suggesting possibilities or possible solutions. My abilities are based on my training, data, and the algorithms used to process the data, which means that I don't have emotions, opinions, or personal bias. It does, but that's a whole nother day. I am designed to be a neutral and objective source of information. Again, I don't believe you, ChatGPT, but let's go on. Which can be helpful in many educational contexts where accuracy and reliability are essential. Well, again, it's artificial intelligence, so sometimes you might have to correct it. Overall, my goal is to help you as an educator to save time, broaden your perspective, and access new insights that can enhance your teaching and leadership skills. I hope this explanation helps you understand a bit more about who I am and what I can do for you. I want you to take a look at the prompt that I created and then what ChatGPT gave us. It's giving you some hints as to what you can ask ChatGPT next. It said it could answer questions. It said it could create ideas. It said it could use data to help you. Think about that. If you see what it's telling you, you could start to say, well, what ideas do you recommend? What questions should I be asking you? What data can I use to help me as an educator? It's prompting you to ask more questions. And if you can think of this as a design model or a way of creating higher order thinking questions so that you can create a situation in your classroom that can be light bulb moments, that's what ChatGPT does. Now, right now, ChatGPT is only available for adults 18 and older. And you know, social media is only available for 13 years and older. And we also know that students that are very young use it, and we know that students are going to go home and use this. So we as educators might as well get ahead of it. So we're going to play a little bit with ChatGPT using the prompt and stay in the same chat. And I'm going to explain that and show you again. In here, it said In practical terms, you can think of me as an AI-powered tool that can help answer questions, generate ideas, and provide insights. Now, GPT is generative pre-trained transformer. It didn't say that, but if you have a question, you can ask it, well, what does that really mean? And it'll give you some very academic language. Generative meaning it generates, pre-trained meaning coders, engineering coders created it, and trained, transform meaning it's going to transform it by grabbing all the stuff from wherever to create something for you. I want to grab this first thing, can help answer questions. Let's ask it that one question that I said. What kind of questions should I ask you, knowing that I am a science teacher? As a science teacher, you can ask me a wide range of questions related to your field of expertise. Here are some examples of questions you might ask. It gave me 8. Sometimes it'll give you 3, 5, 10, but it numbered them. It really organized them. Now, I really kind of want to go back to generate ideas, provide insights based on the data and information available. Let's ask it to please provide insights on, let's go back up here. Let's say, oh, I'm going to ask, please provide insights on, look, question number 1 above. Elaborate because this question says, what are some engaging experiments or demonstrations I can use to teach a particular science concept to my students? Elaborate. Let's just ask it. Sure, I'd be happy to provide. One effective way to engage students in science is to use hands-on experiments or demonstrations that allow them to explore and experience scientific concepts. I'm going to scroll back. It's going to keep, it's going. This is amazing. Start with a concept you want to teach, and notice that, see this here. Now I could have asked it to bold it, but that's another day. Watch this other video if you're curious about that. Look, choose age appropriate experiments, use common household items, emphasize safety, encourage inquiry. This is pretty bold, broad and ambiguous, but you could have it really dive deep into that. And number 2, can you provide me with some up-to-date information or research on specific topics or on a specific topic related to science education, such as the use of technology in the classroom? So it's giving me recommendations, but you can start to ask it to be very specific about your content or area of expertise. Because if you are a K-5 teacher and maybe science isn't your area of expertise, but you want to get proficient in it, you can ask it to help you teach science. Wait a minute. Let's step back for a second. You could have ChatGPT tell you how to teach science alongside your students so that you can learn with them. Who's saying that you have to be the expert before you teach it? You can tell your students the truth. I'm learning this concept with you. You're the guide. Teachers are a guide. You are there to help directly inform and instruct, and you can guide students to talk to each other, peer-to-peer conversations, get them to own their learning, and help them realize that you too are always learning. You can ask ChatGPT to do that for you. And if you're a new teacher, just because you have a degree in biological sciences or world history or English or mathematics, that doesn't mean you maybe are ready to be in the classroom in front of students where you just remember everything. You might need a little hint. ChatGPT can do it just like that. Let's go back into ChatGPT, and now we're going to next thing I want to show you is how to help you on day-to-day things, like writing a lesson plan. This is where we left off. This is the same chat. Notice that ChatGPT is saving my chats. I can see there's a lot of them there. So I want to show you that there are some other things over here. So I could go back into these. I could clear the conversations I don't want to. It has my account, updates and facts that you frequently ask questions. I could log out. There is also light mode. So depending on how you want to see things, you can change it. I do like dark mode, but I'm going to use light mode for this. I'm going to keep this information. I'm going to start a new chat. In this situation, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to write a lesson plan for the beginning of the school year to create an environment where students own their self-discipline, are engaged, learn skills like, let's go there, Ron Clark Academy. If you haven't been there, don't worry, add something else there. But if you have, you'll appreciate this. Ron Clark Academy, and I'll put hand shaking, greetings, respecting other students while talking, sharing the knowledge. There's one important one, and encouraging others. Right, so let's just read it again. Write a lesson plan for the beginning of the school year to create an environment where students own their self-discipline is what I wanted to say. And I want to put climate, are engaged, learn skills like Ron Clark Academy, greetings, respect other students. And I'm going to now say, this lesson is for grade 3 and should include student participation. Now I'm going to add something here, and you can pause it if you need to go back to it. I'm going to say in parentheses, use markdowns. Markdowns are things, if you don't know, like headings, subheadings, bold, bullets, and numbers. Let's see what it does. Did you know it could do that? And I showed you that quickly because I wanted you to see what a markdown can do for you. Typically, a lot of you, when you write your lesson plans, you already do this. But this is profound. This is profound. I wasn't expecting it to be this good this time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fully enamored with this lesson. To create a positive, it's an objective, to create a positive classroom climate where students own their self-discipline, are engaged, and learn skills like Ron Clark Academy, handshaking, greetings, respecting other students while talking, sharing the knowledge, encouraging others. To encourage student participation and foster a sense of community in the classroom. Chart paper, markers, stickers, or small rewards. Greet students, introduction, greet students warmly as they enter the classroom. Introduce yourself and explain that the purpose of this lesson is to create a positive classroom climate and teach self-discipline. Now, I would add that you want them to also to learn there's one thing that I would have added, and I'm going to tell you, would to teach them how to own their learning. And I'm going to say, rewrite and state in the introduction that students will learn to own their own learning throughout the school year. I'm going to see if there's anything else I want to correct. So positive reinforcement, it says 10 minutes, explain, introduce the skills, model the skills, have students practice the skills. And then the only thing I'm going to add is add how this will continue throughout the school year to create classroom capacity. Consider posters, signs, charts, graphing for goal achievement. Yeah, we want that. Goal achievement. Use same markdowns. Let's see if it rewrites it the way I wanted it. So it's rewriting it. Good. This is good. The mouse is being fickle. Let's see if it did what I asked, because I asked it to own their learning. It's there. So it's in the objective. So that is okay. You can put in an introduction if you want. But I wanted to show you one other thing, is that what you can do is create, I want you to see this, like I really want you to see this. Create a table using columns and rows that will collect data and that will collect student data when they are caught using the positive reinforcements in the above objective. It's showing you what you could do. I would almost say, how could I use a tally system or color in system? Graph that. You could use a tally system or a color system, and I was wondering if it would do it. So look at this. I don't know what blue. Oh, the blue. Oh, if you do Ron Clark, you could have literally could use this color system or the house systems right here. Wow, this is impressive. So you could put the number of points there. You could tally them in here, total them at the end, or just check them off for the day. You could have students go over and check them off. Handshaking and greeting, blue. Oh, this is what it's saying, the blue. Oh, but that's even better. Like it's giving you that tally system. And then maybe this is team, whatever, blue, team name of the house, team name of the house. So many ideas on how to do this. So what I want to show you now, what I want to show you right now is that you can take this and highlight it and throw it in a note system in a Google Doc. I'm going to throw it in in Evernote so that I can save the prompts and throw them in the description for YouTube. But I'm also saving everything that I did in case I want to showcase it somewhere else. Let's highlight this. I'm going to scroll. Now, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it all. I want to grab it all because I want to grab this prompt. So I'm just going to go it should have gone all the way down for me. It does that, seems to do that automatically. And then what you do, if you could right mouse click it to copy it, or you could hit Control C or Command C to copy. I'm going in my Evernote, lots going on. And I'm going to create a note. Now, for me, I'm going to title this YouTube information. I could just, obviously spell information correctly. And then I'm just going to hit Control V or right mouse to paste this so that I have it later. You could, the other thing that you could do is you see these charts. You could, just so you know, you could grab this chart. You could go into your Google platform, which I'm going to do for you. I'm just going to create a sheet. I'm going to go to my Google Drive. I'm going to create new. Thinking. I'm going to create a sheet. So if you go to my other video on using state data for whatever grade level, whatever student groups, you can do this too. You can ask it to analyze it and throw it into a table. It'll do that, and then you can go and copy it by hitting Control V, and it should put it in the categories for you. Now, I don't like that. I'm going to undo that. I want to go back here. This should copy better. I am going to, let me see, let me copy it like this. There we go. So you have to go into that left corner, and then it'll copy it very well for you. So let's go back. Let's go grab the other one. I was in that one cell. Hit Control C or right mouse click, copy, and I'll put this one below, and it should work because the other one worked. And you could play around with that. You can, center it, justify it, however you like. Now, there's so much you can do with this. You could let it assist you and play around with it. But if you don't know what else to do with it, even though I asked you to put some information in here, you could just ask it any question. Tell me about yourself. And it will. And it's telling you it's giving you more information than it did the first time. It's telling you that it can text data and can understand and respond to multiple languages, including English, Spanish, French, and German. And since it said that, you could ask it to translate this in all of the above other languages you listed. Sure. Spanish, French, and it did. And it just said, I wanted it to translate this, but it translated what I asked this. So it was very literal. So now I'm going to say, translate the information you gave me about yourself in Spanish and Finnish. And that's what it's doing. This could be a one-on-one tutor for you if you're in college and you want to practice your Spanish. Now, I will say that it could tutor your children, remember 18 or older, but if you have a parent with you, or if you're a teacher and you wanted to self-guide and you have permission to do that, that's, obviously that can happen. Just know that kids or students are going to be using it at home. Just remember that you would want to say, with parent guidance, you can do this. Or make sure that parents know about it. So don't just offer it because ChatGPT, as we know, wants students to be 18 or older for now. So get a hold of ChatGPT. Have fun with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not something that's going to take over the world. However, there is magic in the prompts. We know this because you can see that it can really lessen the time that it takes you to do something in a given day. Minutes. It can take minutes to create something for you. Also know that anything before is limited to about November of 2021. So if you want to add data to anything after that, you may have to go grab the data, throw it into ChatGPT and have it, write something, or grab an article and say, I think it can take up to 20,000 characters now. You can say, write me a summary on this article, and then you can add the rest of the article and finish the summary with this information. So have fun with ChatGPT. Try not to be afraid of it. It's not going anywhere. Cell phones didn't go anywhere. Calculators didn't go away. Google didn't go anywhere. The World Wide Web didn't go anywhere. It's here to stay. Embrace it, learn with it, teach your students, at least teach yourself right now how to use it in a safe way. And if you're a college professor, teach your students how to use it appropriately. And I will do another video on how to do that in college, especially with your syllabus, to allow students to interact with ChatGPT. Remember to subscribe, like the video, watch a few other videos, and please comment. Tell me what you're doing with ChatGPT. Thank you so much for watching.